God. I hope all of you are doing good. Today, I want to meditate on Mark chapter 1, verse 40 and verse 41, the initial portion. Let me read it for you. And there came a leper to him, beseeching him, kneeling down to him, and saying unto him, If thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. Verse 41 it says, Jesus, moved with compassion, looked at him and said, I will, and he touched him and cleaned the leper. Desperate times needs desperate measures. What was a desperate situation in this man's life? He was a leper. He was an outcast. People could not accept him. He could not come near people. There was no hope. And we are living at that time, during Jesus' time. There was no medical situation where this man could be healed, or hospital or healthcare. Nothing. This man had no hope. And we are also living in a world where different situations are thrown at us where we feel very helpless. The coronavirus thing, our different situations for different people. But we need to take desperate measures. This man there were so many lepers at that time. But this man was different. What did he do? Number one, he had a desperate prayer. The best response, the only response that is needed in a very desperate situation is to have desperate prayer. This man came to Jesus and said, Lord, begging him. It is not accepted at that time. People could not understand. People did not want him to come near. But even breaking all that barrier, this man came to Jesus. These time of so much of unrest, let us come to Jesus and spend time in desperate prayer. Number two, he had a humble surrender. He knelt down and cried out to God. Let us examine ourselves, humble ourselves in the presence of God and say, God, I messed it up. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to be like this. I want to change. A pure, humble surrender, kneeling down in front of the Master. Number three, this man had confidence. He said, Lord, if you want, you can do it. See, you can pray and ask in confidence only if we know who our God is. Do we know how great our God is? For that, you need to study the Bible. You need to know. This man heard about Jesus. How will we hear? The best way to hear the word of God is to read the word of God. So desperate measures, I said three things. Number one, have desperate prayer. These days, let's desperately come to the presence of God. You read great men of God in desperate situations, Jehoshaphat, Hezekiah, everyone in face of death, Esther, all of them. They cried out in desperate prayer and God responded. Number two, I said, humbling surrender. Let's humble ourselves, surrender in the presence of God. Number three, while we are praying, while we are coming, let's have confidence. Lord, you can do it. There's nothing that is impossible with God. Let's take these desperate measures and be confident and stay safe.